Hello and welcome to episode 79 of Just Keep Writing,
a podcast for writers
by writers
to keep you writing.
I'm Marshall.
I'm Nick.
I'm Brent.
And I'm Will.
Happy holidays to all of our wonderful listeners. Thanks for tuning in to our latest episode of Just Keep Writing. And here we are talking about, what are we talking about, boys? We're talking about the end of the year and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I turned over to Nick.
What a crazy year this has been. I mean, we are coming off 2020 part 2. We're getting in 2020 part 3. I mean, it just goes on and on. We're like the never-ending Scream movies here.
AKA the apocalypse.
Exactly.
I almost regretted turning it over to Nick, but I'm happy I did it. That was nice, man.
You know what? Good job. This is what I do. We make sure someone out there other than myself might laugh. But no, like it's been another year. It's been another craziness for everyone out there. So we just kind of want to recap a couple things that have happened this last year and that we want to talk about. But first, I want to open up to you guys. I want to know what your goals are for this next year with writing in 2022. What are you guys working on? What do you want to submit out there? I mean, Brent, we know you got a lot, so whatever you are able to talk about, let's talk about. But you know, Marshall, Will, I'd love to hear what you guys want to do for 2022 as far as like writing goals go. So this is on record. We can hold ourselves accountable to this a year from now and let everyone know if we failed or succeeded.
Well, if it's anything like NaNoWriMo, I didn't even try this year. So,
yeah, well, school. That's a big part of what we do in life. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to kick it over to Brent first. You tell us what you got coming, what you've been working on, what you've recently finished. And we're very proud of you, by the way.
Is this one of those things where we like, Brent, only tell us 3 things? Like, let's limit this because you got so much going on.
Well, okay, so 2 of the things aren't until 2023 though. So,
okay,
the novella that I helped edit with Malka isn't until 2023, and the horror anthology that I just got announced as a part of isn't until 2023. But
congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. I do have to work on that story next year, though. So that is one thing I have to do. I have to finish my short story for that and get that polished and ready to go. I can't say a whole lot about it, but what I can say it is a horror story that revolves around the idea of prophecy. And I'll just leave it at that.
Yes, I'm in.
Well, I mean, I'm already sold.
Yeah, so
I'm in.
I got that. And then
you had me at Brent.
That's nice. I have the novella through Neon Hemlock, actually my novella, A Necessary Chaos. It's coming out in fall of 2022. I have seen the cover. I am absolutely in love with it. It is making my heart soar, so I just can't wait to the finished product. I saw like a rough sketch of it, so yeah, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the cover right now. As far as the draft, which I just finished a couple of weeks ago, hate it. But you know what? This is what editing and revising is for. And I'm sure I won't hate it as much once I have a little distance from it. So, yeah, so that's going to be on my docket for next year. Obviously, I have to get that polished, ready to go before fall, before it comes out. You would think that's a lot of time, but it really creeps up on you fast. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really quick.
Year's not that long.
No, it's just blows by. What else am I thinking about? Obviously, I would like to have an agent next year, but so to get me possibly to that goal, because see, I like having goals that I can control, and then understand that there's some goals that I can't control. Like, I can't control if an agent signs me, but it's still good to have it as something I would like to happen. But the part of that I can control is getting stuff out there that's query ready. So I had a novel out there last year that was in some query trenches, but not for very long. I kind of had to stop because of all the con stuff. So I'm going back through that now, trying to see like where I can improve and what changes I can make, and hopefully get that out there. And I also have another project that I'm pecking at novel wise. Well, not pecking at. I'm about 25,000 words into it right now, but hopefully I can get that possibly ready to go next year too, if this other thing doesn't take off. So yeah, I think that's what I have that I know for sure.
Although some of that was vague, we're very excited for you.
I can, unfortunately, I can only be. Well, I can talk about the. Okay, so y'all guys can get the first exclusive, I guess, on the secret project that I've been working on, because it's not with anybody. I've just been
to hear first, folks. Exclusive from Brent Lambert.
Oh God, you make me sound so much. No, it's just a work in progress. So I've been trying not to talk about it as much to sort of motivate myself to keep writing it, because it is kind of helpful. But whatever. It's a podcast. We can do special things here. So this novel that I'm working on, outside of everything else, is basically like, for people who are comic readers or current comic readers, it's basically like, what if X-Men's Krakoa was a magical island of gay black people, and they're having to go up against basically ultra radicalized Christian church on a continent that sort of resembles America a little bit. But that's a rough estimation of it. But yeah, that's a quick pitch, I guess. But so I'm about 25,000 words into that right now. So
I love everything about that.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, the whole thing that inspired it was, so there's like 3 points to the story, since if y'all gonna make me talk about it. There's the whole little, like I said, like the island that's like Krakoa, and then there's the like ultra religious church, whatever, that has had sort of this grip on this continent. And then there's a third figure who's sort of like Daenerys Targaryen, but if she was black, and like she's like kind of like this force in the story too. So it's like these 3 things kind of like colliding, and it's just kind of like me exploring, like, I've just never seen a story before where all the characters were queer and black, and well, not all of them, but the majority of them were queer and black, and they're the voices that are front and center. And so that's what I'm working on. And outside of everything else, that's like my little baby project. So
no, I love that. That's a story that probably should be told.
We'll see.
Yeah, and a fun story.
Yeah,
it's fun. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a lot of fun. It's been So it's kind of like been it's what kept me sane while I was trying to finish the novella. Because if I was only writing the novella, I think I would have like cracked my writing brain. And I needed something fun to play around with. So that was my fun project.
Will, I'm glad your mic's off. I'll point to you now, Mr. Will. Hey, Will. What?
I'll go last.
No, I see. Moderator. Sorry, trumps that.
Oh, God.
So, Will, what are you working on for this next upcoming year? And I don't want to hear just about your writing. We also know that you are an artist. You're in school right now. You do have another career that we won't talk about, but I want to talk about your creative stuff that you're working on over the next year.
Okay. So I have specific goals that I'm going to achieve, which I know I will, because I'm like really in this mode of producing. My first goal is I'm going to write a short story a month just to get it out there. And what really started this is I have to, as of January 1st, I have to do a sketch a day. And I have to do this for my portfolio. Because the whole goal is that I want to start pitching some work by the beginning of 2023 to Image Comics for a couple ideas I have. So I'm really working on my portfolio for art. I'm really like also going to pitch some stuff to Marvel and DC in 2023. And I'm using this opportunity to just, my biggest problem is I stop myself too much. And the reason I'm doing a sketch a day is because it frees me. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's something I can always look back, and it actually fuels me into my writing. So my short story goal for a month, it's more of just getting those creative juices going, finishing something while I'm also working on my novel. Renegada will be done in 2 more weeks, which is the science fiction.
That's a big one too for you.
Yeah, it's a space opera heist, super gay, with like drag queen assassins.
I'm in. Let's do this.
So
I just finished a novella called Conversations with Dead People that is about a girl group and ghouls. And I'm going to finish my young adult novel next year. I have another adult novel I want to write, and I have about 30,000 words of a middle grade that I'm going to work on. So my idea is to not stop and just keep writing, and we'll see what happens with everything else. I'm gonna submit for sure by the summer my short stories, and we'll see what happens with everything else that has been going on.
I'm excited because 1, I know the background stuff, but 2, you're going to start putting some short stories out there. I'm in love with one of them. Another one I haven't read, but I know you're submitting. I'm stoked for you, and I love hearing that you're doing your artwork as well through school and stuff like that. And you've got your extra outlet of creativity, which is great too.
Yeah, and I actually have a gallery. I'm going to be in a gallery in Soho in April for painting.
Okay. How long have you known about this and not told anybody?
Like 2 months.
Oh, no big deal.
Cool. We only talk every day. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not
literally every
I really
day.
can't give you shit because I was holding on to stuff. So,
Hey,
so many
Brent,
secrets amongst the
you're
4
next,
of us.
Brent. Well, Marshall, we mean you're last year because I kind of feel like you and I have the same goals here by force of nature and kind of what we signed ourselves up for. But Marshall, what are you working on for 2022? Anything fun writing wise? Anything fun as far as like your sound engineering career goes?
Look, here's the thing. I'm honestly just gonna try to tread water through 2022, even though I can't swim. No,
new goals.
No, I'm not gonna learn to swim. That sounds like a lot of work and sounds
You
horrible.
say that now.
I'm not doing it. No, look,
I'm coming to visit.
I am gonna visit Will in February. I'm really excited about seeing Will in February. My sister-in-law has a play opening in New York at the time of this airing in February, and I'm gonna finally get to spend more than a couple hours with Will. I'm really excited about that. My goal for next year, honestly, is to get as much out of this master's program as I can. I've produced some in my opinion, some pretty cool stories so far, some synopsises and ideas for stories already.
I second and triple and fifth that and quadruple it and whatever else.
And the story I'm working on right now for our final at the time of this airing was a couple weeks ago, but I'm happy with it. I think there's a larger work there. And I'm toying with the idea of using that as of right now, just for my thesis, possibly, since it's sci-fi and it's fun as hell. And I want to flesh out the main character a little bit and that kind of thing. But other than that, my goal is to read more and go back to my work in progress, my novel that I was working on before all this started. But it's really difficult to work on things when you're in school. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Word.
I want to, my other goals for 2022 are to make sure I'm spending time with my kids. They're now 12 and 10, which is unbelievably, insanely scary. They're almost little people now, and like I feel like I don't get to. Now that I'm doing all these things, I feel like I'm missing stuff. So I want to make sure I don't miss that stuff. So that's where I'm at. I don't have anything else outside of keep working on my golf game, which is keeping me sane. 9.5 handicap, single digit, first time ever. Woo!
Hey,
I don't know what
Take
that
the
means, but I'm
positives.
all for it.
It means I'm better than average.
That's amazing. My dad and my nephews like love to play golf, and my dad used to try to get me into it, and I was just like, what's the goal at the end? Like, am I getting like new sneakers? Am I like,
Well, if you think about it, Will, the average golfer shoots in the hundreds. Better than average is maybe, in the 90s. My average rounds are high 70s, low 80s. So, better than average.
That's awesome. I mean, let me ask
Taking
you
a
this.
lot of work. COVID helped.
Is golf like relaxing to you when you play, or is it so intense because you're like trying to beat your own record, or you're trying to like really slam it to the person that you're playing with? Because I get real competitive about shit when I play games, so I don't know how you roll.
Here's the thing that I have figured out. I play by myself. I used to compete a lot, like a lot. Every Sunday I'd play in a local group and we, play for a little bit of money or whatever. But I've been playing by myself and just working on, it's a meditation and also a frustration, but also there's a balance that's working for me. And it's helped me kind of manage all the COVID and the madness. So I've been playing by myself, honestly.
I love that.
It's been nice.
I mean, I'm not competitive when it comes to like art stuff because I feel like you can't be. I'm more competitive like if I'm playing a game, and like when I go down to DC, I'm actually going to go fight on Friday. So like I like really like I have to win.
Okay, you got this. I got you.
He casually just threw that out there, just so everyone knows.
I talked to Nick tonight.
Yeah, I know. You're throwing that out on the podcast.
We can edit it out
if you want
I'm not
to.
editing any of this. It's the end of the year episode. I'm gonna leave it all in.
Yeah, all of it, and video feed. Get my scraggly ass beard on there right now.
Sexy bitch.
All right, Nick, we're at you, man.
Yeah. So look, this is a little lofty. I want to be published in a magazine by the end of next year. And I say it's lofty because I know next semester that we have, Marshall, we're going to have 2 short stories plus 14 scenes plus 14 synopsis.
You notice I didn't say I was going to submit anything, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know. I noticed. But some of us are a little bit on the crazier side. But yeah, no, I like a lot of the synopsis that we've done. I think I know coming up next year, I mean, Marshall, this should be a goal of yours as well, but we're going to write a book next year.
Yeah, I know.
Just by way of we have to for our thesis is to complete our first draft by the end of next year. And then, so that's going to be fun. We'll have a book, probably 4 more short stories that we have, including the 3 we have. So I think I'm going to take the summer and definitely not outline, but put a lot of work into what I have now, find a good home for it, and just start submitting.
If you notice, I was kind of alluding to the fact that I really do like the piece I'm working on and I want it to be bigger. So that's kind of what I was insinuating by that's what I want to have next year.
Hey, look,
was it too vague?
I'm more of a direct person. Like, hey, I like this shit. I'm going to write it.
Okay, I want to expand the short story I just wrote into a fucking novel, and I want it to be badass and awesome.
So
I love it.
I want to do a novella with mine
work,
too.
Bitch, work.
So I think I'll short story it for the class, but then I'll outline the rest of it because I think there's a lot more that can be said through it. But yeah, that's kind of my goals on that. And Marshall, like you, gonna try to take time for the kids this year. Hit a couple rough patches this first semester of being bogged down with homework. So, but yeah, just hopefully get something published out there. But I'll have stuff on submission over the summer for sure.
All right,
bring it.
Well, it's all out there now.
But that brings us to
Okay.
the current year, the current times.
Dun, 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 dun.
And as
The
you're
end
listening to
time.
this, it's December 25th. So there's like 5 days left.
There is.
And
the
yay
time of
for you.
Hey, at the time
Celebrate
of
that you
recording,
survived.
Yeah.
At the time of recording, though,
Yeah.
I have not had a chance to hang out with Will or Brent at Worldcon, so there will be an updated episode in January for our experience at Worldcon. I feel like we're gonna have, because it'd be fun to talk about Brent having some
Winning
awards.
his Hugo.
Where
That
you
would
go?
be. That,
Oh my God.
Well, now that y'all say that, actually, I have to get my speech prepared. Like shit, just in case. I mean, yeah.
Just in case. It's
so
happening.
we will already know.
We're going to be there.
Listen to this, but this is on record now. We don't know what's happening. We didn't know
we
what
do.
was going to happen, but we are prepared for fun.
We know
But
he's winning.
I want to open it up now. Exactly. I kind of want to open it now, guys. What name one of your favorite moments from this last year from our recordings? What's one of your favorite episodes or moment in an episode? And I'm gonna go first.
Go
So I'll
ahead.
give you guys a little bit of time to think. I'm gonna say my favorite moment so far. Well, it's at the top of my list right now.
Top 3.
It's the last 2 military episodes we did. I know it's a little selfish because I was highly involved with them.
Hashtag narcissist.
Wait, you were involved with those?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
Hashtag I was in them.
oh well. Technically, I'm in all the episodes.
Technically.
But anyways, so they're my favorite episodes because I don't mean to get a little mushy here, Brent. I've never met you in person, and like
He's
being,
going to cry when it happens.
yeah, I am getting a little teary-eyed right now. But being connected with you over Zoom, over Zencaster and video and stuff like that, like it was really nice to like bond with you and like connect with you on a different level that I have not been able to connect with the other two. And so like for me, that was 2 special episodes where like I got to connect on like my past, you know, my military life with you, like similar and shared experiences. So that was a really good point for me, and you know, I cherish that, and you know, thank you for always being on the show, man, and like being here with us. Like that's one of my highlights for the year for sure. Is, you know, being able to connect with you, and then I get to see you in a week right now in person.
In a week.
So
rub it in.
Winning
Sorry,
your award.
Marshall, let's just go to San
No,
Diego.
I'm just putting my FOMO out on Front Street. No big deal.
We will make it up for sure.
No, we'll figure it out. I ain't worried about it. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, you guys, whoever wants to go first, I won't point Marshall. But what was your favorite moment from this last year?
I think it's gonna be kind of obvious, honestly.
My barrage of texts.
Because what's funny about my podcasting, I've been doing this for a long time, and my family, I feel like, still has no idea what I do. My wife sort of understands because she hears me from the other room for all these years, and now, you know, whatever. But having my wife on the podcast and doing that Pride episode, and talking about Zoe's and our experience with Zoe, that was huge. That was a big. Not only having my wife, you know, literally listening to an episode, but getting to be on it and talk about what we've been through. To me, that was a huge highlight. You know, we've had some awesome guests, and I love all of you, but like actually have my wife sitting here next to me in my new setup. My kids couldn't hear, like just actually having that conversation with you guys, and her being present with all that was a big deal for me. So that was my highlight. 100%.
Yeah, I totally can see that. I mean, and again, thank you and Kate for doing that and being vulnerable, you know, kind of at that time, because that was a very heavy subject. So thank you for sharing that, Marshall.
Yeah.
Brent, how's it going, man?
Okay, so this is actually a hard question for me because like there's been good stuff this year. But if I had a gun to my head and I had to say something, I would say the interviews we did with Nia and Shingai.
Yeah.
And the reason I say those is because in both instances, they came to me afterwards and like, that was my first podcast experience. And I had so much fun. I felt so seen and I had such a great time. And I mean, I'm always about trying to keep that door open for other writers and, trying to create that community, and knowing that they felt that way was really good for me, just because like, especially in the case of Nia, since me and Nia have been friends so long, I know how hard she works and like how much last episode was about rejection. Well, if there's somebody who knows about rejection, it's Nia. And, so her getting that to share that first podcast experience with me and Marsha was pretty freaking cool. So, yeah. So if I had to pick, that would be it.
I'm gonna add to that though really quick, because the Just Keep Writing While Black episodes that are going to be coming back in 2022.
Oh wait, that's for the third segment of the show. Hold on.
No, hold on. But that was something that will. No. I was just gonna say, like, it was a huge deal. Like, you prodded me for a while about like doing these specific episodes, and I think it's super important. And some of the stuff that I've been dealing with in this last year and a half with some of the social issues in my community and stuff too, like those episodes are really important. I'm really glad we're coming back with that. We have some plans for that, so don't worry about that. And yeah, Shingai and Nia were amazing, and those interviews were so much fun. And the fact that was their first podcasts. I mean, if you haven't listened to those episodes, go back, please. If you're new to the show, go back and listen to Just Keep Writing While Black, because there will be more. And it's me and Brent, and it's awesome. So
yeah, it brought me such joy just like hearing like how happy they were afterwards, and like getting to feel like they were actually seen and that they were valued. And it's like, I think that speaks to kind of like the heart of what we've all been trying to do here. It's like just motivate people to keep going. And yeah, I think that was a real reflection of that.
100%. Well, can you tell us about your highlight of the year from recording?
You got to go last this time.
I always like going last. I like to listen to everyone. That's really difficult, because I actually really loved when Katie was on talking about Zoe. I really liked that we Marshall and Brent started Just Keep Writing While Black, and that it's going to come on strong all for 2022. I think I don't have an episode that I can say that like was a highlight for me, because I love them all. I don't think there's an episode that we've done that I'm just like, oh, that was just okay. I feel like each episode we always try to dig deep. I've learned that apparently I'm the grill master. God.
That's what I was going to say. What about, because you're the grill master, what about an interview episode that you really felt went really well, that you were happy with? I'm not trying to get you to talk about that one. Trust me, I might even cut out what I just said. But please, you've done some amazing. Yeah,
you've done some Brent that like.
No,
that
I think
sure
that
one
curses me for.
Oh yeah, no, I thought he meant the other one, but I won't speak.
No, I did mean the other
brother.
One.
The which one?
Daniel Jose Older.
Oh,
he's blocked it.
See, that's why we didn't mention it. That's the second why we didn't.
Look. Unedited. That's
one.
One of my favorite interviews that you've done.
It was a phenomenal interview.
It is crazy good.
Before we lose Will, listen, you've done some phenomenal interviewing on Just Keep Writing since you've been here. And our interviews have been, I don't want to say, well, look, our interviews are amazing because of you and your questions. So, what's a highlight from an interview, maybe that you think fondly of? I could run through the list of people we've interviewed if you'd like.
Well, I mean, just for last year, I mean, I don't feel like I got to interview as many people.
Disagree.
Let me look for a minute. We're gonna have to
No. This is what editing's for. Hold on. We're talking about 2020, right?
I also think like Brent also brought it when we were interviewing both Max and
No, hold on. I'm not saying
Oh,
Brent didn't do
Miller.
phenomenal interviews.
nervous.
What
I
I'm
was so
saying is,
nervous. Jesus.
what I'm saying is, Brent does amazing interviews as well. What we're talking about you, Will. Believe it or not.
Damn it, Will. Say something nice about yourself.
Let's see. We've interviewed Suyi.
But that was in 2020.
That's what we're talking about, right? Oh no, we're
No,
talking about 2021.
2021.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
we didn't have that many interviews.
Okay, we did Sam. We did.
Sam, Max.
Daniel.
Max.
Yep.
We were talking
The
about
one
Sam.
you don't want to speak of.
OP.
Or Daniel.
Y'all did Piper, didn't y'all? Because I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, but Piper is lovely and wonderful, but like we also know Piper, so I feel like it's a little different.
Okay.
But
So
what's
we can
your
cut. We can
highlight?
cut this if you want, but
yeah, cut this. We
just
can
give me
cut
a
that
highlight.
movie. I mean, I don't know if I have one. I feel like talking about everything with you guys is a highlight enough for me.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
You
enough.
know.
I see the answer on this one.
What's the answer on this one?
We're the highlight of your week.
Yeah, 100%. Yep, you are the highlight of my week.
We actually talk on the phone 3 or 4 days a week. It's quite nice.
I usually call Nick when I am walking from the subway. I'm like,
Nice.
Nick, it's late. I'm walking to the subway. I'd call you guys, but I don't know if you're going to pick up. Nick picks up.
If you actually called me, I probably would, but I also
You'd be busy.
I'd be either
be 5 o'clock
scared that
your
something
time.
horrible
I
is
would
happening.
freak out. Yeah, I would freak out.
It's like when my wife calls me and I'm at work. I was like, oh shit, something's going down. Because she knows I'm at work.
I would get super nervous. I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, I would freak out.
No, don't worry.
Look, when Will has good news and he calls people, pick up.
Yeah, I call Nick a lot. I mean, my highlight is how I look at the last year. I mean, I really like our Pride episodes. I thought they were really good. I don't mean to make anyone cry either, but they were. I really like them. I like that we got to talk about that. I really loved the Just Keep Writing While Black. I'm really glad you guys started that. I feel like this year was a warm up for what we're going to do next year. You know,
perfect segue, Will.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say the next thing I wanted to talk about upcoming. What are we doing this next year that's going to elevate this podcast? And Will and I have talked about things on kind of the back end here. Marshall, you kind of talked about a little bit for you and Brent. Just Keep Writing While Black. We obviously found like that is phenomenal information, episodes, interviews that you guys are doing. So I'm really excited to see that you guys are bringing that back up for the upcoming year. I know Will's got a host of interviews that he's slated for as well. So we're going to have some really good author interviews. And if you guys have a request, please send it our way as well to help give us some ideas there too. But something I've been kind of working on too. We have a couple episodes coming up here soon where we will do another book review with the heroine's journey in the next year. And then we also we've invited a couple female authors to come onto the show as well to help co-host with us. So we wanted that female dynamic to be brought into the next year. So we hope you guys enjoy those episodes that are coming up here soon. But we're really trying to elevate ourselves here this next year and be a little more consistent on the things that you guys like, things that you love. We want some more listener feedback, though. And we hope we get some more voices on the show to kind of round out this dynamic that we have here. and bring some more female voices from writers here on the show with us. I'm excited for the next year. Anything in particular that you guys want to see happen for the show in the next year? And I mean, the obvious is, right? I'd like to be nominated for a Hugo. I'll be honest here. I'll be honest, guys. I'm going to say it. We're going into 3 years.
You can say whatever you want.
4 years?
No, 4 years is crazy. We haven't known each other that long. 3 years. Come on, man. We met in 20. Oh, I guess it'll be 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
Not 4 years since we've done the show, though.
Yeah. The show's only going to be, we're going into
we've
our
known
third
each other
year.
4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only at 80 episodes almost.
Exactly. So I know I got lofty goals. We all know what I'm trying to do in life, but kind of thoughts and feelings on the upcoming year and what you guys want to see. Will, I feel like you want to say something about upcoming episodes as well, if you want.
Sure.
You just have that look.
Yeah. I guess a little preview is we will have Elena Perez on our January episode as we talk about the heroine's journey. And Elena will talk more about herself when she gets on here. But Elena is a screenwriter, a working screenwriter, and she also writes short story, speculative fiction, novels. She's amazing, and she definitely is going to add a lot. We're having Sarah Leonard on for our, we're going to do a book club. So if anyone wants to start listening to it, it's going to be a 2-part episode, and we are doing Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. One of the reasons, yeah, me too. One of the reasons we're reading it is actually we're reading it in my group, my writing group, The Immortals, because I'm writing a space opera heist, and Six of Crows is based on a heist. It's a heist fantasy book that I just really love, and I think you can learn a lot. And I think it's also going to be a discussion of what would we do different? What else do we need to see? Because Leigh is Leigh, and all of us are individuals with other perspectives. Marie Parks, who Nick and Marshall met during Writing Excuses. Her and Jesse have a book that's coming out, so they're also going to be a part of the book club. We're going to have more Just Keep Writing While Black episodes, which I'm really excited about. The goal is for Black History Month is that we're going to come out with an episode a week, similar to what we did for Pride. We have a whole nother Pride 2022 that we're going to do. We're going to have a lot more interviews with authors where some of us will be there. Maybe all of us will be there. Maybe it will just be me. Who knows? So we have some episodes. I think, really just slaying the competition. So Nick can get his Hugo.
Nick needs his Hugo. Can I throw some out there as a hope, as maybe a little bit of a, I don't want to say a hope, but maybe a Waldorf just kind of wishful thinking. I'd like to do some sort of live thing, like a live stream sort of roundtable kind of thing, maybe.
I think that'd be perfect there for episode 100. Well, we'll hit 100 episodes the next year.
Next quarter.
So I think that'd be really fun.
I mean, it can be something, like on, just something simple. Comic-Con, we don't know
if I can make that
yet, though. That's the problem. But
Nick. Well, I mean, we can Zoom with you while we're there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I have to take 2 weeks off of work. So
now you know how it feels with the World Con.
What if you get sick? You're in San Diego.
Honestly, it would be
I'm
good.
salty about it. I know.
Marshall, you have sick days though. I don't.
Dude, I have sick days, but I can't travel nowhere. That's the problem. So I can take days off all I want, but it's a horrible time of year. Me traveling in December, we own a retail shop. Remember?
I'll say this: I will actually be at San Diego Comic-Con for sure because I have some clients that I will be getting ready for the event. So
I had a personal goal of like, this is whatever. But I used to be like, I'm not going back to Comic-Con until I'm actually on the panel. But
Well,
So
I don't
did you
know,
make
that
a
might
panel?
change.
Here's
No, I haven't been yet, but you never know.
question. Does
The
an
answer is-
offsite event or a meetup at a bar in the gas lamp count as going to Comic-Con?
Not
Yeah,
to me.
Because if I'm at Comic-Con, I spend most
we
of
going
my
to that
time
brewery?
in the gas lamp.
But I know for people not from here, I think it's different because I'm local.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Because to me, I'm like, no, you have to actually be in the convention center where you're talking about. But
Yeah.
for someone not here, I totally get it because they do have so much going on in Gaslamp. So
No, the gas lamp's amazing. So normally what we do for for the usual, what we do is get all our group of friends together and do a live podcast at the Mission Brewing Company is usually what we do. So if that has to be a thing that we do, if that's our live event for next year, that's fine with me. So
I will. If make sure it's on a Saturday and I'm there. If I have
okay.
to
Well,
fly out on a Friday and
It would
leave
be a
Sunday, I'm
Saturday.
there.
It would be a Saturday. Honestly, Saturday they probably. I have to talk to what's her name again, but it's all good. We'll figure it out. I feel like we're doing a lot of planning and not a lot of podcasting. Let's keep rolling.
So
We're running up towards the end of this episode here.
Right.
So
let me retie you in so you can edit. Marshall, I think
Okay.
having a live event would be really fun. We know a couple different ways that we could do that this upcoming summer where we're all going to be together. So that'd be really fun to do. Brent, like, kind of want to hear from you though too. What do you want to see from the podcast this last year for the next year?
I think I don't know exactly. I liked when we did like a craft book thing where we kind of like went through that with the mastering plot twist. So I wouldn't mind seeing us do another craft book. I know we talked about the heroine's journey thing, but I actually really, really love Charlie Jane's book. Never Say You Can't Survive. So I'm just throwing that out there. But
It's out there. It's in the world.
Yeah, it's out there now.
It's recorded.
I would like us. I know we do a little bit of it, but since we're all committing to projects, I would like us to like actually make that more of a like regular thing. We talk about where we're at, like how we're progressing, what challenges and whatnot. Just because I think when we bring it up, I think it resonates with people because it kind of like lets them know like, oh, I'm not alone in struggling with this particular craft element, or I'm not alone in being stuck. So I think, that would be cool.
no,
if anyone's stuck on spelling, then I understand because I can't spell at all.
I want to add.
It's real. It's real for me.
I know.
The pages run off the things are reversed. I spell the word the H-E-T.
Oh, your
and it
texts
says
are a hot
hat.
mess. It's fine.
I say
all the
and,
time.
I say abs, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys. It really is my dyslexia.
Honestly, I'm so used to it now that reading a will text incorrect wording, it makes sense to me now because he uses the same words over and over again to replace stuff.
Yeah, it's called and is equal abs. And then when people question me, what is this abs thing? I was like, don't you get it? It's and. I'm dyslexic, everyone, okay? Words don't look normal to me.
But I want to add something to what Brent said though about did I lose it? No, about what was the last thing you said? Remind me.
I was talking about like a
craft
project.
Charlie Jane.
Charlie Jane, and then
After
us
that.
talking about our projects regularly more because people can relate to what we're struggling with, and
Yeah. So I mean, I think I want to see us tie in more, if possible, with the community, like having that. I mean, we started this podcast as a, sort of a community driven writing podcast. And so what I think would be really cool is if we can get more feedback from, like we did in the episode, the last episode, we talked about rejections, right? That was the impetus of that was obviously a question from a listener or a new listener or a new patron. So it would be nice to have that conversation, some of those conversations from Discord leak into some episodes as well when we can. Especially, we have interviews, we have all this stuff lined up, but having that stuff kind of circle back would be really cool, and get some of those voices on if we can too, because we know some of these people. So that'd be fun.
Yeah.
100%.
I have some author goals that I want to have interviewed on the show.
Fair enough.
That I'm making happen.
Are these
everyone.
are you oh, I thought you were gonna make a list.
No, I already have a list. I
thought you were gonna say the list.
I mean, I could, but
no, don't say the list.
Sure,
so I think
because then Brent will kill my dreams.
Yeah.
It just was like,
I know. Okay, so for those who don't, it's not really an inside joke.
It's an insight. Well,
it's sort of an inside joke.
It's just an inside joke.
Inside our texts.
Yeah, it's inside our text. So the unfortunate thing about the being in the industry is like the longer you're in it and you actually like network with people, you start to find out some of these authors that you really like and enjoy are actually not pleasant people. And sometimes I have to like burst Will's bubble, and it's disappointment.
Yo, it's happened like three times this last week.
It gets sad, yeah.
I really like, damn it, is this how people feel when I tell them about like people I've worked with and they're like, oh, really? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, sorry. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to say to everyone, they're great.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, well, I'll take up the same.
I'm going to be like, they're wonderful. Let's interview them.
Like, totally awesome.
You want to have Bleep on the show? Great. I love her. Let's do it.
All right.
We don't know what celebrity that is.
All right, kids. Let's wrap this one up. So we're at the end of the year. Nick, you got an ending question. I really think your ending question should be pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to you to wrap up this bad boy. What do you got?
Yeah, guys. No, we're super excited for this next year. We will be better about things. We want listener feedback. We want to put out quality episodes, but we can't do that without your feedback, guys. Or
we want everyone
quality.
to be involved in Discord.
Yeah,
Yes.
we really want to rebuild this community. I know 2020 was really
I meant
hard.
the three of you.
I was gonna say I feel like that was aimed at me, but
I
No,
know.
that was definitely on me. Yeah.
Wow.
Three of you.
Yeah.
I don't get the notifications. It annoys me. I'm trying to figure it out. I know. Fair enough. Okay.
Look, just FYI, I found a video of me singing "Happy Birthday" to Will, and it's on his birthday last year. And instead of saying Will, I said Miss Piggy. And then I remembered all of our dumb names that we have for each other. And it was great.
I need to think of a dumb name for Brent.
Yeah,
Dream Killer. I'm just gonna call him the Dream Killer.
Dream
you know how
Killer.
long ago
That's actually a cool name.
had the
I like
God
that.
Killer? Okay, now
I
we're
like
gonna start
that
calling him
name.
Dream Killer.
That's kind of
Okay.
badass.
I'm actually gonna write that
sound
down
evil.
somewhere. That might be like a character name.
Shit,
or
is
something.
that the name of
you
this
know what?
episode?
If it's
I
one of your
legit
best,
just grabbed my notebook. Like, I'm putting
there
this
we
down.
go. And then in the dedication, you're going to be like, "Dear Will, thank you for naming Dream Killer."
Yeah,
That
That's
made me
the
a Dream Killer.
you inspired it right there. I'm just writing it down.
Oh, I love it.
Moving
All right,
on.
let's wrap it up because he's
Yeah.
going to have to edit this
So,
out, and he's going to
hey,
be cursing us.
Editing
It's
of
gonna be
this
like,
episode
oh, I
is going
can't
to be
believe that.
insane.
It's going to be great. So to kind of tie everything together, really looking forward to the next year with you guys. But in 2022, what keeps you just writing?
Well, for me, contracts, but outside of contracts, I guess.
Real talk.
I love of storytelling. I guess it's always at the core of it. But I'm excited about where I feel like things are headed for me. Like stuff seems to be going in the right direction. So, hopefully some of these goalposts that I've been looking forward to for a long time finally start to maybe happen. So only way that's going to happen though is if I keep pen to paper. So
Will?
What was the question?
Oh my God.
You said it backwards, by the way, before. So say it again.
It sounded
See,
weird.
you're messing with my dyslexia.
You put the just in a weird spot. And I'm going to keep all this in, which is hilarious. But please go ahead and ask the question.
Now I gotta figure out how to rephrase this. What keeps you? See,
what will keep me just writing?
Yeah, that sounds weird,
Is that
right?
better?
What keeps you
weird.
just writing in 2022?
I mean, the
Just say
gist
what
of it.
keeps
Just
you
go with
writing.
it.
Yeah,
Keep
that's
the
true.
just
Well,
out of
I
it.
mean,
There's
did he
no
say
place for the
running?
just.
I was going to be like the police. They keep me running. Childhood trauma, everyone. Childhood trauma. Don't grow up where I
if you
did.
leave the just out, the question makes sense.
Okay.
What
What's
keeps
going
you
to
writing?
keep you writing in 2022?
You guys and my writing group, but more specifically is there has been something like unleashed in me, thanks therapy, that really is pushing me to really be like, to create and to put it out there and to make it happen, because I know myself well enough that when I put my mind to something, it will happen. I will make it happen. And that's just the attitude I'm bringing with 2022 in all of my careers. The three.
The three.
I
I
love,
love it. Marshall?
What keeps me writing just? I stupid. Look, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be my MFA program is the first and foremost. But
Deadlines.
but deadlines, my MFA, like just that goal, that end goal of getting that degree, and seeing what I can do with that afterwards, honestly. And writing for my family, and with the idea of not teaching high school for the next 30 years would be cool. Like that's honestly, that's my big, that's keep me writing right now. Like maybe something from this will get me out of teaching high school for the next 30 years. Not that I don't like teaching high school, but I can't do that for the next 3 decades.
You've done your time. It's just about, it's evolving. You're evolving of what you're going to do.
I would love to
And
keep teaching, but I don't think I can keep doing what I'm doing right now, and stay sane. So I want to be doing bigger projects and working on bigger things and telling the stories that I feel like that I have to tell.
I agree.
I love it.
Well, this has been an episode of Just Keep Writing.
Wait, did
You
Nick
can
say
find
his?
us on iTunes. Oh, God, Nick.
Wait, did Nick say
I didn't
his?
mean, no, he didn't.
We'll
Because if
do
he
that on
didn't,
purpose.
should we just gloss that over? And this
Nah,
has been
let's-
Just Keep Writing. You can
No,
find us
Nick.
on. Oh, okay. Continue.
God, Nick.
Yeah. So for me, school, but it's definitely personal therapy and growth.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh gosh.
It's a perfect place to end it. Well, Nick saying, "Oh gosh." And this has been Just Keep Writing, a podcast for writers, by writers, to keep you writing. You can find us at justkeepwriting.org. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Feel free to reach out to any of us on our social medias, and please jump in our Just Keep Writing Discord channel. Links to all of that is in the show notes. Lastly, please support our show by going to patreon.com/justkeepwriting. We offer daily writing prompts, early access to podcast episodes, and much more. Thanks for listening, and just keep writing.